Today I will tell you about the 20 best co-op games for 2 players on PS4 and PS5 in 2025. The selection will include various genres, so everyone will find something to their liking. So, let's get started. The list begins with Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time. It may seem like a single-player game, but it actually has a 2-player mode on one screen. This is likely a nod to the classics, as back in the day, my friends and I played the good old Crash Bandicoot on PS1 the same way. Although you can't play simultaneously, you can compete by taking turns on tough levels, and it's actually a lot of fun. A way out. From carefree platformers to the harsh realities of the adult world. The main feature of this game is that it can only be played by 2 people, on one screen or online. It's an interactive movie where most of the time you will follow the plot, but there's also plenty of action. A Way Out is designed solely for co-op play, so if you're looking for a game to play together, it's an excellent choice. The next 2 games are Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. Unlike the classic entries in the series, the 5th and 6th games resemble action movies with co-op gameplay. Of course, it's a bit disappointing that these games moved away from the traditional horror atmosphere and became more like action titles with elements of a zombie apocalypse. But if you just want to relax, shoot, and enjoy co-op play, they are perfect for that. It Takes Two. This game is made primarily for couples. At first glance, it might seem like a game for kids, but don't rush to conclusions. Like in Crash Bandicoot 4, there's plenty of humor and references that only adults will understand. The game isn't short, the levels are diverse, and the mechanics constantly change, so you won't get bored. Here's an unexpected twist. Fortnite in split-screen mode. Many people don't even know that this is possible. If people still ask in the comments whether it's possible to play Fortnite without a PlayStation Plus subscription on PS5, only a few know about the split-screen mode. But Epic Games is constantly working on improvements. The developers are always adding something new. Now you can enjoy the Battle Royale experience right from the same couch. Join a squad with a friend and aim for the top spot together. Trackmania Turbo, a very exciting game. But here the race is not just against opponents, but sometimes against the track itself. The tracks are built from makeshift materials and resemble complicated mazes, where the main goal is simply to reach the finish line. The game has beautiful tracks, different cars, and plenty of modes. You can play solo or with friends. Crash Team Racing. A classic kart racing game where you can race in cars as familiar characters. I'm not sure how much of a fan of the series you need to be to play this, but if you step away from the Bandicoot universe, as an arcade racing game, it's great. Especially if you have 4 friends and 4 controllers, as you can play up to 4 players on a single screen. During the races, you can use power-ups, weapons, and all sorts of tricks to mess with your opponents. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, another collaboration between LEGO and a famous franchise. The main feature is that all the Star Wars movies are combined here. And of course, you can play together on the same screen. This game is considered one of the best in the LEGO series, so it's definitely not one to underestimate. I decided to add it to the list for variety. Next up is Overcooked 2. If cooking feels difficult to you in real life, try being a chef or part of the team in this chaotic game. Don't expect a deep storyline, but fun hours with friends on one console are guaranteed. However, due to its unique visual style, the game may not be for everyone. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. Here's a beat-em-up that was warmly received by players. If you're not familiar with the genre, imagine total chaos on the screen, with enemies popping up from all sides while you move forward and fight using the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles signature moves. The main downside is that during fights, everyone punches whoever they want, so you can't rely on coordinated teamwork. Streets of Rage 4, it's another beat-em-up, but with a different atmosphere, characters, and combat system. Unlike the Turtles, each hero has their own ending, and the story is more fleshed out. There aren't many characters, and the game only takes a couple of evenings to complete, but you'll definitely remember those evenings. In the Quarry, you can play together in local co-op mode. Players take turns controlling different characters, making decisions for them, and passing the controller. If you just want to enjoy the story, you can enable movie mode, where shooting and quick-time events are removed, leaving only drama and suspense. Aside from local co-op, the Quarry also supports online play. The game is an interactive movie where each decision impacts the plot and can lead to different endings. In the Dark Pictures, there are 2 modes for co-op play: Shared Story, where 2 players can experience the story together, and Movie Night, a multiplayer mode for 2-5 players where everyone selects their roles before the game starts. Let's talk separately about the parts of the anthology. The first part, Man of Medan, where a group of teenagers finds themselves on a mysterious ship hiding dark secrets. The second part, Little Hope, where a group of friends enters a mysterious town with a creepy past linked to witches. The third part, Halls of Ashes, where an experienced military. And the fourth installment is The Devil in Me, where the documentarians arrive at a replica of Henry Holmes's castle. Gran Turismo 7 is a racing car simulator with realistic graphics and a huge selection of cars, tracks, and modes. Supports steering wheel with pedals, as well as local co-op on split screen. You can play with a friend or alone. Sackboy A Big Adventure. Although I'm not particularly fond of the Little Big Planet series, this installment really caught my attention. The game has a storyline, and the gameplay combines platforming with puzzles. Despite its 6+ rating, it's challenging, so it will keep adults engaged too. Up to 4 players can play on the same screen. Tekken 8, the new installment of the iconic fighting game. Less brutal than Mortal Kombat, so it's suitable for playing with kids. There's a story, but the main draw is the flashy battles with a diverse set of characters. Baldur's Gate 3, a masterpiece of the tactical RPG genre that you can't miss. Even if you're not a fan of turn-based strategy games, give it a chance. You'll be treated to an amazing story, great graphics, and well-thought-out gameplay. The story takes place 120 years after the events of Baldur's Gate 2. The main characters are infected with a parasite and seek a way to rid themselves of it. Players can create their own character, or choose a pre-made one with a unique backstory. Diablo 4, the continuation of the legendary action RPG series. The action takes place 50 years after Diablo 3. Players explore an open world, clear dungeons, collect gear, and level up their characters. Unlike Diablo 3, this installment brings more of the atmosphere from the earlier games. It offers both local co-op and online multiplayer. Beyond Two Souls, a classic interactive movie from the PS3 era. It features a gripping story with the option for 2 players to play on one console. A great choice for those who enjoy atmospheric narratives. And that's the end of our review of the best 2-player games for PS4 and PS5 in 2025. We hope you found something interesting and fun. These games allow you not only to enjoy the gameplay, but also to spend quality time with friends or loved ones. Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to know which 2-player games you would add to this list. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new reviews. Happy gaming, and see you in the next video.